Chapter 2. The Kingdom of the Self. Who but the One can know things as they are? Who but the One can be illumined? To be the One, and the real, and the eternal, is our only means of realizing heaven. The world one seeks is the kingdom of the self, with a capital S. Only a personal thinker attempts to create his own heaven. His ways leave him where they find him, in a belief of human existence. Here, in this belief, the illusion of separateness and personal achievement begins and persists. Entrance into reality, through progressive states of consciousness, which keep one in constant labor and strife, is unachievable and hopeless. Such practices keep one on the threshold where he can but touch the fringes of eternity, and never find himself in the kingdom. The metaphysical idea that one's harmony depends upon his individual thinking may seem attractive and practical to those who would prove their human existence through higher states of consciousness. The vital question is, are we living in real existence now, or are we living in a relative existence which we can alter by our thinking? What is the difference between real existence and relative existence? When we recognize and accept perfect self, and being to be the only selfhood there is, and identify ourselves as this selfhood, we are living in real existence now. Our experience is spontaneous consciousness. Thoughts of a human self and human existence do not come to us here. When one does not accept perfect self and being to be the only selfhood there is, and does not identify himself as this perfect self, inclusive of perfect consciousness, apparently he lives in another state called human, finite, or relative existence. Here in the relative, both good and evil appear. Right and wrong, life and death, personal will, personal mind and thinking. No real way exists to correct human or material existence. Any self-created harmony in material experience is as unreal as relative experience itself. One may be happy in a dream, yet the dream itself be not. All systems and mental practices of healing deal with human or relative experience. The Absolute deals with the real, the true, and the eternal. The Absolute identifies us as spirit, life, the self-existent and self-complete. The Absolute identifies us as light in which is no darkness at all, as harmony in which is no discord, and as life in which there is no death. How can we escape the experience of sickness and death unless identified as that which cannot be sick or die, that which is eternity itself? To make such identification, we must of necessity confess divine consciousness, divine being, and divine existence to be the one and the alone. This means that we must take leave altogether of the belief that there is something about ourselves which is personal, something which we must change, heal, or purify. The remedy which metaphysics prescribes is the silencing of human discord with divine harmony, though retaining the belief that one is now living as a human being in a human existence. The Absolute identifying us as the real, the perfect, and the eternal now, spontaneously reveals our existence as in the real world now. Wholeness and harmony. The real and everlasting can never be demonstrated in a human existence. Wholeness and harmony are realities of the spiritual real world, belonging to us in real spiritual existence only. Identified as individual consciousness, one cannot see, hear, or understand the language of spirit, the real, the true, the absolute. Individual consciousness can never be raised to divine inspiration and understanding, despite ambitious effort to the contrary. From the standpoint of the relative view, which includes the belief that there are two states of existence, the spiritual and immaterial, one considers consciousness and what it is conscious of. With mental treatment, he strives to bring the state of the real into his human affairs, to synthesize the spiritual and the material, the perfect, real, and the imperfect, unreal. Alas, many discover their most heroic attempts in this direction prove futile and end in failure. If only they would see that this is their signal to let go the belief that they can apply the truth of the true world to the imperfections of another existence. Quote, "The flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other." End quote. Quote, "Flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of God." End quote. If only one would turn completely from the world of mind, flesh, how soon he would hear the voice of spirit and its words of living truth. The instant one stops struggling with the ghost of separateness and identifies himself as the real alone, that instant light glows within his heart, the heart which has been the unknown to him, lo, these many years. New hope, new faith, love, and peace now steal over him like a soft, cool breeze after a scorching day. He does not need to know how he finds himself drinking of living water, even though until now he has been unaccustomed to it. It is natural. Soon he is knowing reality without thinking personally, a thing he never before believed possible. Instead of accepting a finite existence, which destines him to spend his days in overcoming, creating, destroying, becoming, he now aspires to realize more of life in its reality, more of the self in its beauty, love, and purity. I am the eternal self, absolute, omnipotent, established from eternity, pure, whole, and free. The self is all there is of me, my mind, world, body, existence. Perfect, glorious selfhood is my full and complete reality. Taking care of its end is as the beginning. The farthest away as close as the nearest at hand. Every identity, creature, and thing is the life and the existence which is the one as a whole. The one supreme being is the manifest, and the manifest is the one supreme being. No differences are here, no separateness. The one is everyone and everything and everyone is the one in ever-abiding love, rhythm, glory. Identified as this consciousness, it is though we had never imagined ourselves elsewhere and had never attempted to impersonate another. Our love, our faith, and our heart's devotion do not deviate from this one as our very self itself. Self-illumination such as this is ours, not as though it were one and we another, but by virtue of the fact that I am this consciousness in its entirety and fullness, here and now. I am all of Mary. I am all of John. There is no personal ego at all, no personal thinker, no personal thinking.